Listen to me. You've got to get to a place in your life where there is no plan B. You've got to burn the boats, cut the safety net, and decide. Success is my only option. When you make the decision that success is your only option, something inside you changes. You stop negotiating with your dreams. You stop making excuses for why it's not happening yet. You stop saying, maybe tomorrow, or I'll start when it's the right time. You understand that there's no perfect time, no perfect opportunity, and no perfect setup. There's only right now. And right now, you have two choices: commit fully or fall back into mediocrity. You gotta reach the point where you refuse to accept average. When you wake up in the morning, it has to be with one thought in your mind: I'm not stopping until I make it. Because when success is your only option, quitting stops being one. Too many people fail not because they don't have talent, but because they keep leaving themselves an escape route. They say, if this doesn't work, I'll do something else. That's the mindset of someone who's already halfway out the door. You can't give yourself a plan B when you want plan A to work. The moment you create a backup plan, you've given yourself permission to settle. When you're serious about success, you cut off every other possibility. You tell yourself, there's no way I'm not going to make it happen. You make the decision so deeply that it becomes who you are. Commitment isn't saying you want something. It's proving it every single day, no matter how hard it gets. You've got to commit on the days when it's fun and on the days when it's painful. Commitment is easy when everything is going right, but it's what you do when everything falls apart that defines your future. When you're tired, frustrated, and you got nothing left, that's when true commitment shows up. It's when you push through the pain, when you tell yourself, I'm not leaving until I win. People think success comes from motivation. It doesn't. Motivation fades. Commitment doesn't depend on how you feel. It's the promise you made to yourself that you refuse to break. It's looking in the mirror and saying, I owe it to myself to keep going. You gotta be all in. Not halfway, not when I feel like it. All in. You can't build a championship mindset with part-time effort. If you want to be great, you've got to show up every day as if the world depends on it. You got to train your mind to keep moving forward even when the road gets dark, because it will get dark. You will face moments of fear, doubt, and failure. But those moments are the test. That's when life asks you, how bad do you really want this? If your answer is anything less than a more than anything, you're not ready yet. When you're committed, you don't back down when things go wrong. You double down. Commitment also means taking full responsibility. You stop blaming people, circumstances, and luck. You realize no one is coming to save you. No one's gonna hand you success. You gotta grind for it, work, bleed for it. Bleed for it. You gotta take ownership of every mistake, every setback, and every missed opportunity. Because when you take ownership, you take control. As long as you blame, you stay powerless. But when you own it, you become unstoppable. You start to see every failure as a lesson, every rejection as redirection, and every struggle as a setup for the next breakthrough. No, there will be people who won't understand your level of commitment. They'll call you obsessed. They'll tell you to relax, to take it easy, to be realistic. But those people don't know what it feels like to have a dream burning inside of you that won't let you sleep. They don't know what it feels like to wake up with hunger in your chest and fire in your heart. Don't listen to them. Obsession is what greatness looks like to people who gave up on their own dreams. You've got to be willing to be misunderstood, to be alone for a while, to sacrifice the short-term comfort for long-term greatness. Because commitment requires sacrifice. When success is your only option, you approach everything differently. You don't wait for opportunities. You create them. You don't hope to win. You expect to. You don't compete with others. You compete with the person you were yesterday. You start thinking like a champion. You start thinking like a champion. Champions aren't lucky. They're relentless. They're the ones who keep showing up when everyone else has gone home. They're the ones who train when no one's watching, who study when everyone else is sleeping, who push through pain because they know comfort doesn't build character. You've got to develop that unshakable mindset. When you fall, you get back up. When you fail, you try again. When a door closes, you kick it open. You've got to convince yourself that quitting is not even on the table. Success is the only acceptable outcome. That doesn't mean it will come fast or easy. It means you'll keep working until it does. It means you'll adapt, adjust, and evolve until you reach it. Because true commitment doesn't care how long it takes. It only cares that you finish. Outworking everyone doesn't mean just staying busy. It means being intentional with every second of your life. It's waking up before the sun rises, grinding when no one's watching, and giving more than what's expected. When you decide that success is your only option, working harder than everyone else becomes your default setting. Because you know there's someone out there training while you sleep, someone studying while you're scrolling, someone hustling while you're making excuses, and that thought fuels you. You can't afford to be average when your dream demands greatness. You've got to be obsessed with getting better, sharper, stronger. The grind has to become your lifestyle. Every successful person you admire had one thing in common. They outworked everyone in the room. They didn't rely on talent alone. They used discipline, hunger, and an unbreakable mindset to create success. Talent might open the door, but grind keeps it open. Hard work beats talent when talent doesn't work hard. You've got to develop a work ethic that scares people. You got to want it so bad that rest feels uncomfortable until you've earned it. When others stop, you keep pushing. When they slow down, you speed up. When they get tired, you find another gear. It's not about showing off your effort. It's about building your future in silence. And let your success make the noise. Every hour you waste, someone else is using to level up. So don't waste time wishing for opportunity. Go create them. Go prove to yourself that you can outwork your limits. There's no secret formula. It's just grind, consistency, and sacrifice. You've got to make peace with the fact that success requires loneliness sometimes. While others are partying, you'll be working. While others are sleeping, you'll be planning. And while others are complaining, you'll be executing. When you outwork everyone, you stop comparing yourself to others. You don't look sideways, you look forward, because your only competition is who you were yesterday. Each day, you have to push a little further, lift one more rep, study one more hour, take one more step. Progress might be slow, but slow grind is still movement. The small wins add up. People quit because they want instant results, but mastery takes years of repetition. You've got to fall in love with the process, not just the results. Working harder isn't just about physical effort. It's about mental toughness. You've got to build a mind that doesn't quit when things get uncomfortable. When you hit a wall, you don't stop. You break through it. You teach your mind to keep going even when your body wants to rest. The difference between good and great is how you respond when it gets hard. Most people quit when they're tired. You got to keep going when you're exhausted, because champions are built in the moments of pain. They learn to turn discomfort into fuel. To outwork everyone, you have to sacrifice. You'll lose sleep. You'll miss party. You'll say no to distractions. You'll say no to distraction. But what you gain is worth it. Self-respect, growth, and eventually success. People will call you obsessed, but obsession is what it takes to stand out. Ordinary people settle for comfort. Extraordinary people chase greatness. The grind doesn't care about your feelings. It only rewards your consistency. You gotta show up on the days you don't feel like it. You gotta work when no one believes in you. Because one day, the same people who doubted you will ask how you did it. Sometimes you'll question if it's worth it. You'll wonder if all the long nights and early mornings are ever gonna pay off. That's when you remind yourself why you started. You didn't come this far to stop. You didn't give up your comfort to live small. Every drop of sweat, every hour of effort is an investment in your future self. You're not just working for today. You're building a version of you that can't be stopped tomorrow. Outworking everyone also means staying disciplined. You can't rely on motivation because motivation fades. Discipline is what keeps you moving when the excitement disappears. You've got to make the grind a habit, something automatic. The same way you brush your teeth, you've got to grind daily without thinking about it. Discipline means doing what needs to be done even when you don't want to. That's how you separate yourself from the crowd. Most people want success. Few are willing to do what it takes. There's a reason why the greats, athletes, entrepreneurs, artists, all talk about work ethic. They understand that success doesn't owe you anything. You've got to earn it every single day. You got to show up when it's raining, when it's cold, when you're tired, when no one claps for you. Because that's when character is built. Those unseen hours are the foundation of your legacy. When you finally shine, people will call it luck, but you know it was grind. The beauty of outworking everyone is that it gives you confidence. When you know you've done the work, you don't doubt yourself. You can walk into any room, face any challenge, and say, I belong here. Because deep down, you know you've earned your spot. That's a power no one can take from you. The grind builds self-belief. It builds discipline. It builds a kind of strength that lasts beyond the victory. Every time you think about slowing down, remember that someone else out there is hungry. Someone is waking up earlier, staying later, doing just a little more. Don't let them outwork you. Don't let them take what could have been yours because you got lazy. You got to treat every day like it's game day. You got to show up ready to give everything you have. There will be days you feel like quitting, but those are the days that define you. Winners push through those days. Winners keep grinding even when their body says stop. They understand that pain is temporary, but quitting lasts forever. Keep pushing through, keep working harder, and eventually you'll realize that no one can touch you. Because when you make outworking everyone your standard, success becomes not just a dream, but your destiny. Pain is the price of progress. Every person who has ever achieved greatness had to walk through pain, and not just once, again and again. The truth is, success doesn't come wrapped in comfort. It's hidden inside the struggles, the sleepless nights, the heartbreaks, and the failures that make you question everything. Most people run from pain because it's uncomfortable, but those who truly want to win, to embrace it. They understand that pain isn't punishment, it's preparation. Every setback is shaping you, teaching you, building the strength you'll need when success finally comes. If you can learn to endure pain instead of escaping it, you'll discover a version of yourself that you never knew existed. There will be moments when everything feels heavy, when you've given your best and it's still not enough. You'll feel like life is unfair, like everyone else is moving faster, winning easier, living happier. And that's the moment you gotta dig deep. Because pain doesn't come to destroy you, it comes to test you. It comes to see how much fight you've really got. When the pressure hits, you've got two choices, break or build. The ones who succeed are the ones who decide, I will not let this pain defeat me. They take that energy and turn it into fuel. They turn pain into purpose. Embracing pain means accepting that growth hurts. Muscles don't grow without resistance. Diamonds aren't formed without pressure. You can't expect to build strength without struggle. Every time you go through something painful, you're getting stronger, wiser, and more prepared. Pain teaches you things that comfort never could. It teaches patience when things don't go your way. It teaches humility when you realize how small you are in the face of your challenges. It teaches resilience when you learn to get back up after falling. You may not see it in the moment, but every painful experience is molding you into someone who can handle success when it finally arrives. You've got to stop wishing for an easy life and start developing a mindset that can handle a hard one. Because the truth is, life will never stop throwing challenges your way. Every level you reach will bring new tests. The higher you go, the more pressure you'll face. But that's the beauty of growth. Pain means you're still climbing. The moment things get too easy, it means you stop pushing yourself. So when you feel the pain, smile. It means you're alive. It means you're fighting. It means you're in the process of becoming something greater. The difference between average and extraordinary is how they handle pain. Average people run from it, numb it, or complain about it. Extraordinary people face it head on. They understand that pain is part of the contract of success. If you want the reward, you gotta be willing to pay the price. And the price is usually discomfort. It's discipline when you're tired. It's rejection when you put your heart into something. It's sacrifice when you choose purpose over pleasure. Every step of success is paid for with pain. But when you start to embrace it, something magical happens. It starts to lose its power over you. You stop fearing the struggle. You stop avoiding the hard work. You'll start to look at pain as a signal that you're growing. That's when you become unstoppable. Because pain can only control you when you resist it. Once you accept it, you master it. You start to realize that your toughest days are the ones that make you. The pain that broke you yesterday is the same pain that strengthens you today. Every scar becomes a story of survival, proof that you kept going when you could have quit. Those scars are not signs of weakness. They're medals of strength. When you embrace pain, you also build empathy. You start to understand what other people go through, and that keeps you grounded. You stop judging and start helping. Pain gives you perspective. It reminds you that success isn't just about money or status. It's about overcoming, growing, and becoming more than you were before. The deeper your pain, the greater your capacity to appreciate joy. That's why the most grateful people are often the ones who suffered the most. They've learned the value of every small win because they know what it's like to lose. Pain also reveals who you really are. When everything is easy, anyone can smile. Anyone can stay positive. But when life hits hard, when everything goes wrong, that's when your true character is exposed. Do you quit or do you fight? Do you complain or do you learn? Do you fold or do you grow? Those answers define you more than any success ever will. Pain strips away the fake confidence, the surface level motivation, and forces you to face yourself. It asks you, do you really want this? And if your answer is yes, pain will become your greatest teacher. Staying hungry means never getting comfortable, no matter how far you've come or how much you've achieved. It's about keeping that same fire you had when you first started, when nobody believed in you, when you had something to prove. Hunger is the force that separates the average from the exceptional. It's what drives you to keep pushing, learning, and growing even when you've already tasted success. The moment you stop being hungry, you start losing your edge, because comfort is the silent killer of ambition. You've got to wake up every day with that same hunger, that same desire to chase greatness like you still feel nothing. When you're hungry, you don't wait for opportunity, you create them. You don't need someone to remind you to work. It's in your blood. You move with purpose. You train with intention. You study with focus. You grind because the fire inside you burns too bright to ignore. The truly hungry don't need motivation. They live in a constant state of purpose. Hunger doesn't come from having everything. It comes from remembering where you came from, remembering the pain, the struggle, the rejection. It comes from knowing that you're not done yet, that there's more inside you waiting to be unleashed. I'm out. You've got to protect your hunger because the world will try to take it from you. The moment you start winning, people will tell you to relax. They'll say, you made it. Take it easy. But success can make you soft if you're not careful. You've got to fight against comfort like it's your biggest enemy. Because once you start feeling too comfortable, you start losing the intensity that got you here in the first place. Hunger is what keeps you sharp. Hunger keeps you humble. It reminds you that there's always another level, always more to learn, always more to give. When you're hungry, you see every day as a new chance to grow. You don't dwell on yesterday's wins or losses. You wake up focused on the next goal, the next challenge, the next step. Hunger is what pushes you to work when everyone else is resting. It's what keeps you disciplined when nobody's watching. It's what makes you get up after every fall. Because when you're truly hungry, quitting isn't an option. It's not even in your vocabulary. The hungry don't stop until they've achieved what they set out for. And even then, they look for the next mountain to climb. You've got to remember the times when you had nothing. Remember how it felt to be broke, to be ignored, to be counted out. Use that memory as fuel. Your memory is fuel. Don't ever let yourself forget the struggle. Because the moment you forget it, the hunger fades. Pain has a way of reminding you why you started. That's why some of the greatest people in the world never let go of that hunger, even after success. They remember the nights they cried, the times they went without, the people who said they couldn't do it. That memory keeps them grounded and hungry. Being hungry also means being curious. You can't grow if you think you already know it all. The best stay students forever. They're always learning, always seeking new ways to improve. Hunger isn't just about working hard. It's about staying open to growth. It's about wanting to become better in every area of your life. When you stop learning, you stop growing. When you stop growing, you start dying. Hunger keeps you alive, not just physically, but mentally and spiritually. And let's be honest, staying hungry isn't easy. There will be days when you feel tired, when your progress feels slow, when you question if all this effort is worth it. That's when your hunger has to kick in. You've got to remind yourself that the grind isn't supposed to feel good all the time. Growth hurts, But hunger is what pushes you through that pain. It's what tells you to keep going even when you don't see the results yet. Hunger doesn't care how you feel. It only cares about the mission. Sometimes you'll look around and see others doing less but getting more recognition. Don't let that distract you. Stay focused on your own journey. Hunger means playing the long game, knowing that consistency beats quick success every single time. The ones who last are the ones who never stop grinding, never stop grinding, never stop learning, never stop improving. They keep their head down and their fire up. You got to do the same. When you're hungry, you also inspire others. Your energy becomes contagious. People see your discipline, your drive, your commitment, and it makes them believe they can do it too. Hunger doesn't just change your life, it creates a ripple effect. It turns you into a leader, someone who shows others what's possible when you refuse to settle. That's the kind of impact true hunger creates. Even when you start reaching your goals, keep asking yourself, what's next? Not out of greed, but out of growth. Success isn't a finish line, it's a checkpoint. Every victory should ignite you to go further, not rest on what you've already done. Belief is the foundation of everything you'll ever achieve. Before you can hold it in your hands, you've got to see it in your mind. Before the world believes in you, you got to believe in yourself. That's the secret every great person understands. Belief is the spark that ignites the grind. Without it, you'll give up when things get tough. But when you truly believe, when your faith in yourself becomes unshakable, there's nothing that can stop you. Belief is the difference between those who quit at the first sign of failure and those who keep pushing until win. There will be times when nobody else sees what you see. People will doubt you, laugh at your dreams, and tell you to be realistic. That's fine. It's not their vision. It's yours. Don't expect people to understand your hunger when they've never felt your fire. You can't let the disbelief of others drown out your inner voice. The world might call you crazy for dreaming big, but the truth is, every person who changed the world was once called crazy too. Believe anyway, because belief isn't about proving them wrong. It's about proving yourself right. When you believe in yourself, you walk differently. You talk differently. You move with confidence even when the path ahead is uncertain. Belief gives you power. It gives you courage. It gives you courage to take risks, to step out of your comfort zone, to keep going even when everything is falling apart. Belief is what keeps you alive when your circumstances are trying to bury you. When you believe, you create energy that pulls you toward success. You attract opportunities, people, and moments that align with your vision because your belief tells the world you're ready. But belief isn't something you switch on once. It's something you have to choose every single day. There will be mornings you wake up full of doubt. There will be nights when your dream feels far away. You'll question if you're wasting your time, if you're even good enough. That's when belief matters most. Anyone can believe when things are easy. True belief is forged in the fire of struggle. When the world says no, belief whispers, try again. When you fail, belief says, get up. When the voices in your head tell you it's impossible, belief shouts, watch me. You gotta learn to speak life over yourself. Tell yourself you're capable. Tell yourself you're worthy. Tell yourself you're worthy. Tell yourself you're built for this. Because the mind listens to what you feed it. If you keep feeding it doubt, you'll start to shrink. But if you feed it belief, you'll start to grow. You'll begin to act like the person you want to become. And soon, that belief will turn into reality. Your thoughts shape your actions, and your actions shape your future. That's why belief isn't just a mindset. It's a strategy. It's the foundation of everything that follows. Believing in yourself doesn't mean ignoring reality. It means refusing to let reality define you. It means understanding that where you are right now is not where you're staying. Belief says, I may not be there yet, but I'm on my way. It gives you strength to keep pushing even when the results don't show. Because success doesn't start when people notice you. It starts when you decide you won't give up. Every successful person started as a dreamer who believed before they saw proof. That belief kept them going through rejection, through failure, through every obstacle life threw at them. When you truly believe in yourself, you stop needing validation from others. You stop begging for permission to be great. You realize that you don't need anyone to crown you. You were born with the power to win. You start trusting your instincts, your grind, your process. You stop comparing yourself to others because you understand that your journey is your own. Belief makes you independent. It gives you peace, even in chaos, because you know who you are and where you're going. Sometimes belief will be the only thing you have. There will be moments when you got no money, no support, no plan. But if you got belief, you still got power. Because belief gives birth to action. When you believe something is possible, your mind starts finding ways to make it real. You start working harder, thinking smarter, staying up later, and showing up earlier. Belief wakes you up in the morning and keeps you grinding long after others quit. That's the power of faith. It turns thoughts into reality. The road to success is lonely, and belief is what will keep you company. There will be days when you feel invisible, when nobody notices your effort, when everything seems to be falling apart. That's when belief becomes your anchor. You've got to look in the mirror and remind yourself, I've got this. I was built for this. I will not quit. You've got to keep the vision alive in your mind, even when your surroundings tell a different story. Because faith is seeing light, even when you're surrounded by darkness.